everybody. Hello. Happy, what is today? Thursday. Yeah, happy Thursday. I'm so sorry. I'm like all lost and confused. Like, don't know what my days are anymore. Yes, I have missed you guys so much. Like, where in the world have I been? Okay, well, let me just give you guys a little update on where I've been. Okay, so if you all watched my last video that I did a couple weeks ago, I forget how many weeks ago it was, but it was a couple weeks ago. It was, I believe it was like mid-July just when I did it. I was talking about my illness. So um if for those of you who are probably new to my channel and you don't know, I have spina bifida, and I'm also diabetic. So it kind of limits me to a lot of things, not like a lot, like, like I can't live my life, I can't. But it kind of just, it puts me to um what can I say? It puts me to limit of certain food, certain drinks, certain things I can and I can't do. Okay, so that's what my diabetic does to me, especially. I don't know, everybody's different, everybody deals with it differently. Um, but mine, I have type 2 diabetes, so, ooh, that's not. I have type 2 diabetes because I'm an adult, so I have type 2 diabetes. So it just kind of, everything's, my body is like kind of going through some things, some changes. So that's what I've been going through, and I've been really sick this past few weeks. I've been in a lot of pain. Um, I had bladder surgery a year ago, and it ever since I've had my surgery, I've been having issues with it. I've been having problems with severe pain. Like, when I say pain, I mean it is so severe sometimes to where I cannot function. I cannot even talk. I can't do anything. That's how bad it gets. Um so it really, like, that's what I mean by it makes my life limit, you know. Um but yeah, that's what I've been up to, having, not just having diabetes, but having pain with my bladder surgery. I've been, in and out of the hospital a lot this past couple days. This past weekend, actually, I was taken to the emergency room on Saturday, and I was admitted on Saturday evening because of the abdominal pain that I was having. I had it like a whole week, and I thought I could, hold off until I saw my doctor, but it was so severe that I couldn't even sit. I couldn't even, like, eating was even painful. That's how bad it was. Even just eating, it would hurt my inside. So I had to be taken to the emergency room on Saturday, and I got admitted Saturday night. And so I was in the hospital for 2 days, and I got discharged on Monday. So the reason why I was admitted is because the abdominal pain that I was having, it caused me to have an abscess in my bladder. So I guess it um there was an abscess that grew on the outside of my bladder, something. So that's what was causing me to have severe abdominal pain because of the abscess that I had. So I had to be admitted because they had to monitor me and they had to, make sure everything was okay. And then on Sunday, they drained the abscess. They did some um they did like a little surgery, kind of. Not like, I wasn't like put to sleep like completely out. No, I was awake, partially awake, to the procedure. So they drained the abscess, and so yeah, I was in the hospital for one more day, and then I got discharged Monday afternoon, around 12ish, around 12:30, is when I got discharged. So when I got discharged, um I was given some instructions on what I can and cannot do. So basically, I'm on bed rest again. That's why you see this, my headboard behind me. I know I said in my past videos before, and I'm gonna get into details why you guys don't see any more of my videos. But I know I've said it before that I was on bed rest and I should be off soon. But because of me having spinal bifida, it really limits a lot of things, of my with my life. My life, is pretty much kind of limited. There's things that I can do, and there's things that I cannot do because of my spinal bifida. So I know you guys are probably wondering, well, everyone that has spinal bifida, they have it, everyone is different. So what is yours? Well, mine, I have spinal bifida due to Agent Orange. So, what is Agent Orange? Agent Orange is like a chemical, like kind of like a chemical powder thingy. I don't know how to really explain it. For those of you who um watch my video or will watch my video, you probably know what Agent Orange means. I'm not in the medical field, so I don't really know how to explain it. I'm just trying to explain it the best way I can and the best way that I know. So Agent Orange is kind of like a chemical powder. So how I got affected by that chemical powder? Well, my dad, oh goodness, my dad, my dad served in the army, way back before I was even born. He served in the army. He was, he served in Vietnam. He went to the Vietnam War. So he got exposed to the Agent Orange powder because he was in the jungle where the Agent Orange powder was scattered. So he got exposed to it, and it got into his DNA, into his system. And so when he met my mom and they decided, well, let's have a baby, um, they had me, and I got diagnosed with the spina bifida. So I didn't get diagnosed with spina bifida like right after birth. I got diagnosed with spina bifida a couple months after I was born. So I think I was like maybe 1 or 2 months old when I was diagnosed with spina bifida. So what it means is I have spina bifida, so I'm paralyzed from the hip down. So it causes me to be paralyzed and be wheelchair bound. So yeah, that's what it means by spina bifida. due to the Agent Orange thing. So that's what I have. I have spinal bifida due to Agent Orange, and it caused me to be paralyzed. So I can't feel from basically from the waist down. I can't feel like my legs. Like I can feel other parts of my body, and I'm gonna get into detail about what I mean. Um, so yeah, that's what I have. I have spina bifida, and I was diagnosed with that when I was born. After I was born, actually, after I was born, my the doctor that delivered me told my parents after I was born, after they cleaned me up and all that stuff, they they saw what I had. I developed like a um what can I say? Like kind of like I call it a rabbit's tail. know I don't really know how to explain it, but I developed this like what do you call it? It's like uh it's kind of like how like when you get like a really bad boil or like a really bad infection and it like grows kind of like a cyst or bigger, maybe I don't know, 5 times bigger than a cyst, or I don't know, but it was pretty big. um they called it a pressure sore. I think that's what they used to call it. Yeah. um I I think that's what it used to be called, pressure sore. Oh no, not a pressure sore. It was called something. I don't know, but like I said, I call it a rabbit's tail because to me that's what it looked like. So that's what I developed after I was born, and it was in the back of, like, it was on my lower back, and that's what I had when I was born. And the doctors back then didn't know what it was, didn't know what to do with it, didn't know how they were gonna fix it. And so um they immediately quickly told my parents because they don't know how to what else to do or what to do, because back then the hospital back where I come from is pretty poor. The country where I come from is poor. It's a poor country. So the health over there is poor. So they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to tell my parents or how to explain to my parents what that was, or how they're gonna even fix it, or if they can fix it. Um so they just told my parents after I was born, they told my parents that I was gonna die after 2 weeks, that I was not a survival baby, that I would die. So that left my parents in, you know, agony and, crying and all that scary stuff. So sorry if you hear that noise. I'm reaching for a grape. That's why. So that's what I was um told. That's what my parents were told, that I was gonna die after 2 weeks after birth. Um, so my parents didn't wanna just stay with that. They wanted to fight, so they fought for me. And the hospital back home didn't want to send me to Hawaii because they didn't have the fund for it, they didn't have the financial for it, and all that stuff. So um my grandmother, my parents fought for me to go to Hawaii so that I can get medical help. And when we did end up going to Hawaii after so many fights with the hospital to get them to agree that I need to be taken to Hawaii because I need to be seen by a specialist and I need to be seen by somebody. And so we went to Hawaii. they end up agreeing that, they were gonna send me to Hawaii. They were gonna pay for me to go to Hawaii and get, you know, checked out. And so we went to Hawaii, and after being um looked at by this specialist at this hospital called Tripler Hospital. Back then it was like a hospital for children who had special needs. Right now it's a hospital for military. That's what it is now. But that was a hospital that I went to when I was a baby. It was called Tripler Hospital. It's still called Tripler Hospital. I think it's still called Tripler Hospital until this day. So that's the hospital I went to, and that's the hospital that operated on me. Told my parents that I a kid like me needed to be operated like 48 hours right after birth. And because they waited so long, the nerves in my lower body are all damaged because of that thing that I had on my back. So because of that, it caused me to not it killed all the nerves and all the cells, all the all the nerves that I have on my lower body that could potentially allow me to walk today. So because my parents waited so long and they didn't know that I had that chance, I that's why I can't walk. And that's why today I'm on the wheelchair. And so when after I had my surgery, they said I needed to be operated on. So I ended up having an operation and all that stuff. And so right after I was operated on, the doctors told my parents that they took off the thing that was on my back. But as far as like me walking, there's no chance at all whatsoever for me to walk because of the nerves that are in my lower body that would allow me to walk. Those are all gone. They're dead. They're not fixable. They're not, they can't do anything to it, So, um, they can, operate on me so that I can walk. So, my parents were okay with it. They said that's fine. Um, what they were really concerned about is, am I gonna walk? Oh no, sorry. What they were concerned about is, am I gonna live? Because of what they were told. Am I going that I was gonna die after 2 weeks? So their main concern was, am I gonna live or am I really gonna die after 2 weeks? And the doctor told my parents, I remember my dad told me that the doctor shook his hand and told him, sir, your daughter is gonna live a very long time. And so, yeah, they, he told my parents that, and so, after I had my operation, I had to be, they had to place a shunt in my head, and because without the shunt, I would not be here talking to you guys. I would not be, you know, I would not be me right now. I would be gone, like, pretty much brain dead. If it wasn't for the shunt that I have right now. The shunt that I have is called a VP shunt. That's what it's called. So that's what I have, and I've had it ever since. Ever since I was operated on, and here I am today, at the age of 28, and I'm still here. I'm still alive, even though I have all this going on. I fought through all of my struggles, and here I am today, still alive, still living. You know. Another thing that I was also told was that I couldn't have kids, and if I were to ever conceive, if I were to ever have a child, that I can die, that, even getting pregnant, and I would not be able to carry my baby full term because it can potentially kill me because of the shunt that I have. The shunt that I have um does not allow me to have or to carry a baby inside of me, something like that. So that's what I was told. And for a very long time, I've always wanted to have a baby, wanted to have kids because I love babies. Every time I see a baby, it just makes me wish that that's my child, my baby. And at the end of the video, you'll see a clip, a small little kind of like slideshow or whatever of me and my family. So I was told I couldn't have kids because if I did, I can die. So I live with that my whole life. I've lived with it. I've kept telling myself that it got to the point where I was used to it, and I told myself, you know, maybe I'm not meant to be a mom. Maybe I'm not meant to have somebody call me mommy. So it it was kind of dawning on me. It was kind of, I was kind of getting used to it. And, like, family and friends used to always tell me when I was young, when I was little, used to always tell me, you're gonna be the child that never gets married, never have a family, never, have a husband or anything like that. No one's gonna want to be with you because you cannot walk, and nobody in this day that wants, these days that wants to be with a female who can't walk. And, you know, your body is different. And what it means by my body is different. Well, I have small feet. I'm gonna just put it out there. I have small feet. My feet is smaller than my body, but the rest of me is the same. you know and so and it's because of having my spina bifida is the reason why my body is different, growing differently than others. So I guess that's what they meant by I'm not gonna find anyone that will accept me for who I am and love me for who I am and wants to be with me. So I've been told that so many time, so many time. And I just remember, like, every night when I go to sleep, I would pray to God to please send me somebody so that I can prove it to these people who are putting me down and tearing me apart and making me feel like I'm not worthy of anything, and making me feel like I'm not worth loving. I'm not worth having someone who will love me, who wants to be with me, wants to, take care of me and all that stuff. So I I just remember, like, I would pray and ask God to please send me someone that will love me for who I am and not see me for what I have, but see me for who I am inside. And I just remember, like, praying for it, and one day, um, I just, it, like, the prayer that I did, that I've been doing, I kind of, like, just kind of you know, left it up to Him. It's up to Him if He wants to make it happen or not. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, you know, it's no big deal. And so I remember, praying about it, and then one day I just forgot about it, and I just, accepted it. Accepted that, I'm not gonna have anyone. No one's gonna want to be with me. Nobody's gonna love me. I'm not gonna find love. And who's gonna want to be with a girl who's on the wheelchair? Who's gonna want to be with a girl with small feet? Who's gonna want to be with a girl who's, fat and on the wheelchair? And who is gonna, it was just who. That's all I kept saying to myself, is who would want to be with me, who would want to love me, who would this, who that, who. And then one day, back, like, back then, there was a website called MySpace. And I came across this guy who said he knew me, said that he knew who I am. He's seen me before. He's seen my, he basically knows who I am. He knows where I come from, my neighborhood, and all that. I know, sounds creepy, but I'm getting there. So, yeah, he said he knows who I am, who, what my name was, and all that stuff. And I was like, who in the world are you, and how do you know me? And so me and him was just like talking on MySpace. And I might have fabricated some things because, like I said, I didn't want him to know, like, who I really was. Even though he said he know me, he've seen me, I just like, I just kind of wanted to make myself look good, you know. So, we were talking on MySpace for a little bit, and then, he said that he wanted to move. I was living in Alabama at that time. He was living in Hawaii. And he said that he wanted to move, that he was gonna move to Hawaii, to move to Alabama to be with me. And I was like, no, you're not. You're lying. And I didn't believe. I said, he's lying, he's lying, he's lying, he's lying. And then one day he was like, okay, you don't believe me, he said he was gonna go and buy me a gift to prove that he was real, and that, he really does like me, and he really does care about me. And I was like, yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right. So one day he went, said he was gonna go and buy me a heart pendant necklace. And I was like, yeah, okay. So he actually went and got me a heart pendant necklace, and came and asked for my address and stuff. And I was like, I don't really know you, and I don't want to give you my address because I don't know you. So, long story short, I don't want to make this video a really long video, but he convinced me to give him my address. I know it sounds crazy. You guys probably thinking like, what the heck's wrong with you? But I'm getting there. My story's getting good, so hang in there. So, anyways, I gave him my address, and he sent the pendant necklace to me. He sent the pendant necklace to me along with some other goodies. So, and they were from Hawaii. So he sent those things to me, and when I received it, I had this like really, really huge smile on my face, and I was like, what? And so he said, call me when you receive my package, so I know that it came to you. So I did. I called him, and I was like, I received your packet. And I said, why would you do that? And he was like, to show you that I'm real and I really do care. And so it still didn't dawn on me. Like, I was like, okay, So a few months later, he we were talking for like a good year. We were talking, and then like yeah, a year passed by. He said that his work was going out of business and that they were sending everyone home, and he didn't want to go home. He wanted to stay in US so that he can keep in contact with me. So he said that he was gonna move to Alabama. And I was like, yeah, right. He was like, no, I am. I'm gonna move to Alabama to be with you. So I didn't again, and like it should have dawned on me like, hello, he's telling the truth because he sent you the pendant necklace to prove that he's real. But me, because it's been like forever, and I've never had a boyfriend, never fallen in love, never, nothing, like nothing. So he said, okay, if you don't believe me, just wait because I have UPS is gonna be um delivering my stuff to you, my clothes and the rest of my things because he can't carry them on the plane because he had a lot, like he had a lot of things. So he said to wait because UPS was gonna deliver his clothes and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, in my mind I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's probably just another lie, another fake, because like I've talked to guys like on the internet, not face to face, because I'm so insecure about myself, and because of all the things that I was told. So whenever I would talk to a guy, it was always online, because one, we will never meet, and two, we're not face to face, so he don't know who I am, he don't know what I look like. So it was better that way. And with him it was different, like when he actually proved that he was coming to Alabama, he actually did, because like 2 weeks after that, his his personal things arrived at my house, and I was like, wait a minute, what? So his personal things came, and he called and he was like, did you get my stuff? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, do you believe me now? And I was like, I was still doubting him. I was still saying no, 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 no. And so he said he bought him a ticket. He's coming to Alabama. And so 2 weeks passed by, and he called. He said that he left Hawaii Airport. He's in Los Angeles. He has a couple more flights to take, and he'll be in Alabama. And he told me when he was arriving, what time he was arriving, and just be at the airport to pick him up. And I was like, okay. So that's when I had to break it to my parents that I've met somebody and he's coming to Alabama to be with me. And my dad wasn't all about it. He like disagreed with it and everything. So, but he eventually warmed up to it, and he accepted it afterwards because I'm his little girl and he has no choice. But yeah, so he ended up did coming to Alabama. We did go to the airport. He arrived pretty late at night, so we went to the airport to pick him up, and he was there. And it was so cute because like I was there to pick him up with my sister, with my stepsister, and my youngest brother. And I was at the entrance where all the passengers will come out, but I was kind of facing the opposite direction. And he walked up to me and he rubbed my face, and I turned around and it was him, and I was shocked, I was speechless, I was surprised. I was, it so it really shocked me, like, this guy is really genuine. He really is real, he really does. care. And I was blushing. I was speechless, you know, and he had an engagement ring with him because we had talked about getting married and stuff, and he said he was gonna go buy me a ring. He even took a picture of it, but I was like, yeah, you probably took a picture of it at a store or something before you didn't even really buy me a ring for real. And so he was like, yeah, well, watch when I come to Alabama, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. And so, yeah, he did prove me wrong. He gave me the ring, he showed me the ring, and it was the exact same ring that he showed me in the picture. And I was like, what? So, I know I'm blushing when I'm talking about it, but I'm getting to the good part. So, we did end up getting engaged and stuff. And so, I was still in high school at that time. So we waited until finish high school, and then we got married. I got married at the age of 21. And um after getting married, we wanted to start a family. And so this is where the part where I said the doctor said I couldn't have kids. Um we tried to get pregnant, and we just couldn't get pregnant. And so, and he had already knew that I couldn't have kids because I told him about it, but he kept telling me that, don't believe it, don't believe it. It's gonna happen. Just, we just have to believe that it will happen. And so, we tried and tried and tried, and it just didn't happen. So we both just agreed that maybe we're just not meant to be parents. Maybe I'm just not meant to be a mom. Okay, take two or three, however many clips I need to insert into this video because I just got interrupted. Okay, so I know I had my hair down earlier, but I'm like burning, sweating, so I had to put it up. So okay, back to what I was saying. So after my husband and I, oh, if you see this bruise over here, that's because of my IV that I had. So that's why that bruise is there. So after my husband and I was trying to get pregnant, and we just couldn't get pregnant anymore, is when we decided that we were gonna stop trying and you know let God, put it in his hands. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And so after we stopped trying is when 4 months went by, and my husband noticed a kind of, I was kind of changing. What I mean by changing is like my appetite change. I had weird cravings, and it was just like I was not my normal self. So he told me to go to the doctor and get checked. And so I was like, okay, maybe it's nothing, or maybe I'm just coming down with something, or maybe it's just the stress because of me really wanting to be a mom, and it's just not happening. So that's what was going through my head. It wasn't, oh, I may be pregnant. No. Because of um when we were trying, and we kept getting a false positive all the time. We were always getting like negative. Every test that came back was negative, negative, negative. So I didn't even think anything. Like, I didn't even think that, oh, I might be pregnant. No. So I said, okay, I'll go and get checked. And so I did go get checked. But this time when I went to go get checked, it was like the wait time was a little different than the usual wait time before. I was waiting longer. So finally, when the nurse came in to the room, she told me, she said, when was your last menstrual period? And I told her when it was, and she said, well, because the reason why I'm asking is because the test came back showing that it's positive. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, the test came back positive. Um, it so counting from your last menstrual cycle to today, you're between 6 to 10 weeks. And I'm like, I, you guys, like, I was so speechless. I was so speechless. Like, I was like, what? Like, that's all I could say. What? And like, after saying what, like maybe 2 or 3 times, is when I finally said, me? Like, that's the only word. Like, that was all that could come out of my mouth was, if it's not what, it's me. Like, I just couldn't believe it because of everything that I've been through my whole life, everything that I've been told my whole life. um it just didn't like dawn on me, like didn't like even click in my head, like, me. So when she finally gave me my paper proving that I was pregnant, I had to like read, like I had to look over that paper over and over and just read the same thing over and over and over because I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe that I was pregnant. And it was such a gift from God. Like everything that happened in my life from the day I started praying, and like today, like my life today, I look back at it and I think back at the prayer that I did. It If it weren't for my prayer, and if it weren't for, the miracle and the love that the Lord has for not just me, but that just proved that miracles do happen, Miracles do happen because here I am today, 28 years old, gonna be 29 next month. On the 7th, I'll be 29, you guys. Here I am, 28 years later. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I just thank God because now I can, I can use I can, I can go out and, you know, use my story and hope that I inspire other people out there who have spinal bifida, or not just spinal bifida, but any kind of illness or any kind of, you know, disability, or, anything that, prevents you from doing what you've always wanted to do. You guys, the only thing I can say is never ever say I can do it. That never tell yourself that I'm not worthy or I'm not worth loving, you know, because each and every one of us is worth loving. And I'm proof that miracle is real. Guys, miracle is real. Here I am today, and I'm making this video because I get so many negative comments on my Facebook, on my Instagram, on my Twitter. I get like negative stuff coming to telling me why am I posting videos of my makeup because my makeup is not good, blah blah blah. And that's where I come in. That's where I come and tell, like, that's where I'm gonna bring up the story of why I took down every single video of me on my YouTube channel. So I did have a YouTube channel. I still do have a YouTube channel. Um but I changed up my YouTube channel because of all the negative that I've got in the past, and I've even got like threats in the past. Um People saying that, like, I know where you live. I see your house, or I know what your child looks like. I've seen your child. This. It's just stuff like that is the reason why I took down my YouTube videos, and people were um calling me bad names, and I don't want to say it on camera because I don't want my channel to end up getting taken down. Um, but I've been called like really, really, really provocative names, and it was just really bad. So that's the reason why I took down all, like, I had a lot of videos of makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, and just everything like makeup related. I've even like put in a little clips here and there of my family, my daughter, my husband, all of us. And so it got to the point where people were like messaging me mean stuff. So that's why I took down all my videos, and I decided that, I'm not gonna make my YouTube channel all about makeup. I'm gonna kind of change it up this time and make it like, you know, a little bit of makeup, maybe a little bit of like a story time vlog, or things like that. Kind of switch it up here and there to make my channel a little bit more interesting, because I don't want to make you guys bored. So that's um that's one of the reasons why I took down my videos, and I decided I was gonna start all over again. I'm gonna start new. So yeah. So that's my story of my life. Um so now you guys probably know a little bit more about me. So pretty much my message is, don't give up. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't ever let anybody tell you, not even doctors. Okay, yes, I know doctors are, they're smart, they're educated, and they went to school and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, I know that. But the real, the real proof of who can show you that you are worthy is Him. And who I mean by Him is the Lord upstairs. He is the only one who has the last saying. He is the only one that has the last saying for any of us. He is the only one that has, He has every single one of our lives in His hand. If He decides He wants to take my life today, then that's up to Him. I have no control. I have no, I can't say, oh, wait, hold on, I'm not ready. Can you wait? No, I can't do that. He is the only one that has the last say. So, loves, don't let no one ever tell you how your life is gonna turn out, or don't ever let nobody tell you that you're never gonna find love, or you're never gonna be a mother, or you're never gonna, don't ever let anyone tell you that you never, 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 because nobody can predict the future, only Him. And I was wrong for, believing that that's gonna be my life, because I was proven wrong. Here I am, 28 years old, and I'm married, and I have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little girl who is 3 years old now. She will be 4 in November, and I have a wonderful, wonderful husband. Who earlier we were talking about, what we want to do before we turn um 30, 40, stuff like that. And so I told him, why don't you make like a bucket list, or why don't you, kind of make yourself a bucket list, and, you know, do everything that you want to do before, like, set yourself a goal, what you want to do before you turn 40, and, you know, do it. Don't wait. Like, he's always wanted to own a bike. And so I told him, why don't you get one? If that's what you always wanted, why don't you get one and cross that off your bucket list? And he he told me something that was so, so, so sweet, and it's so heartwarming and so touchy that I cannot share because it's between me and him. But he told me something that was so sweet and so loving, and that right there just proves how much he cares and loves me. And when he said that, that really touched my heart. And I didn't want to show him I was emotional, but it really did. It really touched my heart. And that's one of the reasons why I love him so much, because, me and him may bicker, and we may go like this to each other, and I may say things and he may say things, but at the end, I can't live without him, and he sure can't live without me, because that, he better not. Kidding. But yeah, so you guys, for those of you out there who may be living with insecurity and may be living like you don't belong, and you don't deserve love, or if one of your passion is to become a mother, or become, somebody's husband or somebody's wife, or, if all you ever wanted was to just hear somebody say I love you, then honey, go and find that person, or don't go find him, but he or she is gonna come to you, because it's just a matter of time before everything that you've always wanted is gonna start to come into place, because it happened to me. Everything that I've always wanted is, I have it right here with me. I wanted to find love, and I did. I wanted to become a mom, and I did. It took time. It felt like it was never gonna happen. It felt like forever, but it happened. And I never stopped believing after that. I never stopped believing that happens miracle happens to those who, you know, if you ask and you believe it in your heart, and you just have patience and you wait, it'll happen. Once again, video got cut. Oh my goodness, this is probably the longest video I've ever had. I'm gonna try to make it, cut it. But so, like I was saying in my last video, before I got cut again, I gotta fix this. I'm filming on my phone, and for some reason my phone is just not agreeing with me. I don't know. But anyways, all I can say, you guys, is never ever believe in the miracle that he can perform, because honey, he can do anything. And trust me, he has proved me wrong. He's proven me wrong. And because of everything that I've been through and everything that he has done for me, I am a 100% true believer that anything can happen, no matter who you are, what you are, where you come from, what nationality you are, what you have, whatever the case may be. Honey, he can give you what you want. You just have to ask, believe, trust in him, and it'll happen. So, this is my little story for you guys. I hope this story helps those of you out there who are struggling with insecurity and self-conscious about yourself. Honey, I'm not no celebrity or anything. I'm just a regular person living in an apartment, just trying to live my life and not have people tell me how to live my life, where to, what to do, where to go, just, I just want to live my life the way I want to live it. Is that too much to ask for? So, that being said, this is the end of my video. Just be aware that when I upload this video, it might be a little wanky dory, but this is my first time filming since I've been back like forever. So this is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my little story time because I have a little alone time to myself, so I thought I'd come on here and just have a little story time with you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Help a girl out. Kidding. But if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know what else you guys want to see. If you guys like more of my story time, let me know if you want to see more story time, or if you want to see makeup looks or makeup review, or if you want to see me and my daughter. Whatever it is, just let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will see you all in the next video. I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.